Hello and welcome. I'm finally doing another YouTube Live. It's been a little bit. If we haven't met, my name is Mary from Rivers Journey Wellness, and periodically, it should be probably a couple times a month, but periodically I do a live Q&A plus Reiki on Fridays. So within my Soul Journey membership, we have an opportunity for a little bit more work to be done on whatever topic we're working with. And since we just finished Lionsgate, or the Lionsgate portal energy started to close, I thought this would be a great way to talk a little bit more about 5 ways that Sekhmet's energy, so the Egyptian goddess Sekhmet, how we can embody that energy, how with awakening that divine feminine energy within us, how is that going to transform your summer? And to be honest, I think it'll transform your life if you keep working with it, but that's my opinion. So today I'm going to talk about my 5 tips, like I said, and then we're going to do a little bit of Reiki. So if you have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat. If you watch this later, you're welcome to put a question in there, concern, anything that you feel is positive or uplifting. I'm always open to that. I want to welcome everybody that has been here before and are coming back. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for continuing to support me. For anyone that's new, welcome. So with this, if you're wondering, oh, geez, what's going on with this Lionsgate portal that we just sort of wrapped up? That's a whole nother story. So you can check out more information about that. I think I have a little bit of a blurb, not a podcast, a blog that I had done a couple of years ago on that. But if you are one of my subscribers, you're going to get exclusive access to a guided meditation that's going deeper into the work that we're going to be doing today. So look out for that if you're a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, it's a great way to get more information. So jumping into this, I wrote some notes down to myself. If I don't write stuff down, I feel like I get distracted and go all over the place. So I'm going to pull that up real quick. I'm sure if you know me, you know that sometimes I get off on a tangent, which isn't always a bad thing, but all right. So I wanted to talk about 5 different ways that awakening that divine feminine energy, that lioness energy inspired by the Egyptian goddess Sekhmet, can support a woman's or man's spiritual and personal growth. So my first one, it's actually something that we've been working on this entire summer in Soul Journey, and that's reclaiming your personal power. And this isn't obviously a lion, but this is the energy that we've been working with, or one of the energies that we've been working with, Panther Spirit. So big cat energy still. So it's really important when we're talking about feminine personal growth, when we're talking about embodying that divine feminine energy. And again, remember, we all have masculine and feminine energy, and the ideal is that it's balanced, somewhat, to, live our highest, best life. I don't even know how to succinctly say that, but it just helps in your life in so many different ways. So when we reclaim our personal power, we are standing tall, we're speaking our truth, and we're able to live unapologetically. We also want to do that with integrity, with ethics, with grace, but we really want to be able to bring ourselves forward in whatever way feels authentic and genuine to us. This is one of the big ways that we embody that divine feminine energy, when we bring ourselves forward authentically. So when we think about Sekhmet, I don't have a picture of Sekhmet. I'll have to put one up for, after I do the video, I'll have to put something up for it, or up for her. So Sekhmet's energy is very fierce. It's very protective energy. She really reminds everybody to stand in their truth, but especially women, without apology. We tend, as women, collectively tend to want to tamper down our energy. We want to minimize sometimes our strength. We want to placate others, and that can be detrimental for our own personal growth, because now we're thinking about how we're impacting other people, as opposed to what are my needs and how can I meet those needs. So we want to think about that fierceness, that protectiveness, protecting our own energy. We also want to think about tapping into our own inner strength, because that's going to foster a complete rebalance with our confidence. We can set healthy boundaries. We can speak up for ourselves. We can make choices that are aligned with our values. That's huge. And I think with Sekhmet's energy, that's something that comes through. The second way that I think that we can benefit, anybody can benefit from working with Sekhmet's energy, is we can transform our fear into courage. So anytime that we're feeling doubtful, we, sort of shrink, we get hesitant, we're not really sure what to say, what to do, we can get frozen, we can get stuck in that paralysis analysis. If we take that fear and transform it from that doubtful state into that bold state, if we can create some actionable steps so that we can move through that, that is fire. That is fire energy. And just as Sekhmet channels that fiery energy into purposeful action. Now, I'm going to put a little asterisk here. There's a lot of stories about just war and destruction and and just messiness of bloodlust. But I don't think that with any stories, any tales that have been handed down, that's always accurate or truthful. And so we're not thinking about creating war, tearing down somebody else, but we are talking about trying to transform our self-doubt, our fear, and enable us to pursue our dreams, face challenges, and embrace the unknown. So really embracing our solar plexus chakra, so our personal power, what we bring out to the world. We're going to do a little bit of work with that with Reiki in a few minutes, but that is that turning the fear that we might have about whatever area we're concerned about into fire. So my third tip is how we are able to embody sacred self-expression. And this is really talking to being able to express your soul's truth without holding back. And again, this can be a real challenge for a lot of women, where it doesn't feel like we're able to express ourselves in a safe way, or maybe it doesn't feel like using our authentic voice is going to be a positive for us. And I'm laughing at myself because I'm like, oh, my throat's getting all scratchy again. So what's going on about me not wanting to put myself out there, me use my voice in that way? Believe me, it's all a work in progress for all of us. But another way of putting our soul's truth out there is through our creative efforts. How do we express ourselves creatively? Whether it's through our style, our work, the way that we engage in healthy leisure activities, stress management type of things, or our leadership role. We're really being challenged right now, I feel, women, to step up into that leadership role. And it starts with being a leader in your own life, a leader of yourself. So we really want to encourage, or I want to encourage women to feel like it's safe to be fully visible, to feel that you're able to shine as vibrantly as you'd like in your own life. When people start to get nervous about that, it's usually because people in their personal life might have some criticism or some judgment, and that can make it feel unsafe. So this is the time, if you feel like, oh, I don't have these people within my life that are supporting me or seeing me for who I am, this is the time to start building your soul tribe. So the people that accept you, that love you, that encourage you, just for you being you. You don't have to change anything. You don't have to do anything differently. You don't have to bend to people's expectations. You can just show up as yourself authentically. So that's number 3. Number 4 is doing this work, and I can say from my own personal experience, this is true, deepens your inner healing. So if you've heard my tagline, it's to heal, grow, and transform. That's the whole purpose of me supporting women on their personal growth journeys. But we want to do a little bit more of that deeper healing. We want to be able to, with that fiery energy, burn away old wounds and reclaim our wholeness again. You are already whole, but I feel like with those distortions, the fears, the doubts, the worries, the anxieties, we forget that we already are whole, we're already perfect, and we're already enough. But when we burn away those old wounds, then we're able to see what's under there. And what's left under there is your wholeness, actually. So it's really interesting. I started working probably 5 or 6 years ago with Kali. And she is a very powerful energy. And I feel like Sekhmet is probably a bookend to her, but just different traditions. And when you start to do that deeper inner healing, you can feel like you start to transform your limiting beliefs, maybe some wonky mindset that's been holding you back. You can release things that you've been holding, whether it's within the body, within the mind, and be able to sort of restore your balance. Why is this a good thing? Because then we have complete access to happiness, to joy, to feeling fulfilled in all of life's areas. So I think that's kind of an important piece, is that we can't gloss over the healing. We do have to have a pretty active role in our healing. And it's okay to seek out support with that, whether it's through working with a therapist, working with some sort of coach, working with a holistic healer, anything that feels like it sort of meets you where you're at. And knowing that, like I said before, we're all on our own journey. So there's no, oh, I'm starting too late, I'm behind, or, oh, I should be farther along. Other people, my age, my experience, whatever, are doing X, Y, and Z. It's just about you and your path. So we can release some of that comparison and just honor the fact that we're ready to take that journey into a little bit deeper of inner healing. And my fifth tip is, with this energy, with Sekhmet's energy, we're able to realign or align ourselves a little bit better, a little bit more efficiently, a little bit more effectively, a little bit more passionately with our purpose and personal alignment. So we're able to live on purpose. We're doing it with intention. We're aligning our actions to meet either our soul's calling or our soul's purpose. And you're honoring that you're here for a purpose. You're here for, I hate to say a reason, but you do have some gifts and talents that are unique to you. Nobody else is just like you, and we need your individual light more than ever. That is absolutely true. But we're able to connect to that divine feminine energy. We're able to begin to create that world that we know we're hoping for within, but we get to create it externally. So we bring a little bit more harmony, a little bit more balance, not only to that inner world, matching the outer world, but also we just bring some harmony to the world, period. So hopefully those are, I know they're sort of broad, they can be a challenge at times when you're not sure how to put them into play. But hopefully those are a good starting point for you. So I'm really encouraging you to start thinking about, how do I step into the fire of my own personal power? You can awaken that Sekhmet's fiery, fierce, healing lioness energy and be able to transform your life inside out. So that is something that we've been working with the Lion's Gate, the portal. Technically, the energy has closed, but I still feel like there's no wrong time to work with this energy. You can always work with this no matter what time of the year it is. When you feel like, I need that support of the solar plexus, I want to bring myself out into the world in a different way, maybe one that feels a little bit more unique to you, aligned with your values, your beliefs, your desires for yourself, then anytime's a good time for that. And again, like I said, if you're a subscriber to my channel, you'll get exclusive access to my guided meditation that's going to be paired with this energy. So it's the Sekhmet guided meditation, so you can help awaken your divine feminine lioness energy, is what I'm calling it. I don't know how to succinctly call anything. I don't know how to shorten phrases. It's always this really long sentence, but that is what I'm calling it. So as soon as that goes up, you'll be notified that it's active, it's live, and you can go. It's going to be here on my YouTube channel. You can go and listen to it over and over again as many times as you want, but it's just helping to align with that energy, do a little bit deeper healing. So, with that being said, of course, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, put it into the chat. Otherwise, we're going to do a little bit of Reiki, a little bit of energy healing with this Sekhmet energy, this divine feminine energy, this lioness energy in mind. If you've never experienced Reiki, or if you're not familiar with the Reiki practice, it is a gentle but very powerful way of healing ourselves energetically, but also it can be physical, emotional, spiritual. There's nothing that you have to do. You just have to be open to receiving. That's about all you have to do. If you want to set an intention, sometimes I encourage clients to set an intention for what they're hoping to receive during Reiki. You're welcome to do that. If you're not really sure even what an intention is, you can just set the intention that you're going to receive something for your highest good, whatever you're needing, especially if you're not really sure, how do I work with this fiery lioness energy? So just for your highest good, whatever you're needing. And I'm going to start off by I'm going to sage. I'm going to just cleanse and clear the energy of my office, the energy of this experience. Oh, my lighter doesn't want to light. I've never gone back I used to use matches. I've never gone back to matches. I just like the lighter. It's a little easier. It's a little less jarring, but we got a little sage going, so we're just going to cleanse. So I invite you, just get comfortable. It's okay if you don't see me during Reiki. You're welcome to close your eyes if that feels safe. It's the kind of wild thing about energy healing is that energy is not bound by time and space. So whenever you watch this, if you're not with me live right now, you'll still be able to receive the benefits of the energy healing. And I'm just going to put this off to the side. Just let it, I'm going to put a little bit of it out and just let the rest of it burn during your session. So I invite you to close your eyes if that also feels safe. Let's take some deep breaths. Sometimes we have to come back to our body, settle our energy, to open our energy to Reiki. And on your behalf, I'm just going to call in any of your guides, your Reiki guides, your spirit guides, any animal allies. I'm going to call in Panther Spirit and Lioness Spirit. You can invite in any ascended masters, any of your ancestors, anyone in your lineage that could benefit from divine energy healing. You can invite in any archangels. You can invite in the energy of Shakti for transformation, and Sekhmet, all for our highest good. Just ask that they pour their love, their wisdom, and their medicine into this space. And I'm just going to start sending Reiki. If you have a practice of grounding, of rooting yourself, go ahead and do that. And just set the intention that anything that doesn't serve your highest good, you can release down those grounding cords, down those roots. Sekhmet, who is the daughter of Ra, is often seen with a circle, a sun around her head or behind her head. So we're just going to imagine drawing in that energy of the sun through the crown up here. Just allow the sun's energy to travel throughout your energetic body. Burning away any blocks, burning away any stagnant energy, burning away any of the fears and doubts that have been holding you back from showing up in your life in the most authentic way. Oftentimes, Sekhmet is also seen with a snake. So we're going to actually activate our Kundalini energy. So imagine a coiled snake at the base of your spine, your root chakra. Just give that snake that permission, that Kundalini energy permission to uncoil. Just imagine the snake traveling up, that snake energy, that Kundalini energy just traveling up your back channel. And allowing that Kundalini energy to devour anything that it finds a block. Again, anything that's been hindering your personal growth. Anything that's gotten in the way of taking action towards your soul purpose. Imagine that sun's energy coming down from the crown chakra, moving through your upper chakras, through your third eye, through your throat chakra, to your heart chakra, and allow that energy of the sun to settle near your solar plexus chakra, just a little bit above the belly button. And allow that uncoiled snake, that Kundalini energy to rise from your root up through your sacral and have it meet the sun at your solar plexus. Just allow that sun's energy to expand all through the solar plexus. Fortifying your personal power, showing you clear boundaries, encouraging you to maintain healthy boundaries. Imagine that solar plexus just being fired up with the energy of the sun, empowered by that Kundalini energy, staying rooted and grounded to the earth. And again, give yourself permission to release anything that you may know to be a block, anything that's been creating stress for you, any of those worries or those fears. Just allow it to rise, and then however you want to imagine it burning up in the sun, being devoured by that snake, that kundalini energy, transmuted to the ground, through the earth. Allow that solar plexus energy to just expand. We're tapping into just ancient energy, that lioness energy, wisdom of when to rest, when to take action, when to play. All of those are important. To feel confident in your goals, confident in your ability to achieve your goals. Just imagining in your mind's eye how life would change for you if you were able to embody or awaken that divine energy, that lioness energy, energy of the solar plexus. And I'm going to have you set another intention during this solar plexus activation. Set your intention for one small step, that you can take to either manage your boundaries a little bit better, to reclaim your personal power, maybe to stand in your own truth, maybe to celebrate your uniqueness, your gifts, and your talents. One step that pushes you just a little bit closer to your goal. Harnessing that fiery, bold, and brave energy that's found in the solar plexus, supported by Sekhmet. Setting that intention. And just take a minute to thank any of your guides or guardians that came to support you during this time of Reiki. Any of your guides or guardians that are going to continue to support you along your path. And just begin to wake up the body again. Come back to the present. Back to your room. That sort of thing. You might have to wiggle your fingers and toes. I find it helpful after, either if I'm giving or receiving Reiki, I find it helpful to just journal for a little bit. What I noticed, any sensations, any thoughts, anything that I saw, anything that just seems to have popped in during Reiki or even right after Reiki as well. those are usually little nuggets. They're little nudges. They're little intuitive knowings that might help you along your path. If you did feel like you had a thought or an image of what life could be like if you were able to harness that personal power in the solar plexus in a different way, a way that felt more aligned or more authentic for you, something that allowed you to step further along your path, your authentic path. Write that down too. If you did come up with an actionable step, write that down and give yourself a little bit of a deadline of when am I going to take this first small step? And it doesn't have to be a major step. It just has to be a first small step. Because the more we get comfortable with taking small little steps, where it doesn't have to be black or white, it doesn't have to be all or nothing, but it just has to be small steps forward, those small steps end up being giant leaps. So if anything came to you, write it down, give yourself a little bit of a deadline. When am I going to do this? And share it with somebody else. They're going to hold you hopefully accountable. If you don't have somebody within your soul tribe, you can even put it in the chat later. You could email me, do whatever. Just put it out there to the universe. Tell another person, this is what I'm planning on doing. This is how I think I'm going to do it. And this is what I'm going to have it done by. And then they can check in with you. And, if it feels like, it's not the right time, or I'm a little nervous to do it, or I don't really know how to even put in, actionable steps to things that I want for myself, reach out to me. Let me know. I can work with you one-on-one. You can jump in our soul. We still have our soul journey summer membership. We still have, let's see, two new moons and one full moon to go. So we meet on the new moons, the full moons. We work with the energy. It's all a little bit different for each lunation, obviously, because there's different energy at play, but we're always working towards our personal growth, and we'd love to have you if that's something that you're interested in doing. So hopefully this was a good start to think about how can I incorporate Sekhmet's energy into, activating or reawakening, embodying, whatever you want to call it, that divine feminine energy, that lioness energy. Hi, JL. I'm so glad you're here. Oh, you're welcome. And I'm glad that you're part of our tribe as well. I just wanted to give a quick Reiki, just a little teeny session of that, just to activate the solar plexus. It's a practice for you, obviously, to do on your own as well. And because I know you're a subscriber, you get to have that exclusive access to my guided meditation that I'm going to be posting soon. So hopefully you enjoy that. But wishing everybody just a fabulous weekend, or whenever you're watching this, a fabulous rest of your day. And if you do want to get a hold of me, you can reach me at my website, riversjourneywellness.com. Obviously, you can find me here, or you can find me on Instagram also at Rivers Journey Wellness. So hopefully I'll be back for another live Q&A with Reiki in a couple weeks. I'm going to do it a couple times a month. We'll see how that happens, or we'll see if that does happen. I feel like life gets busy sometimes, and this summer was exceptionally busy. So hopefully you can catch me out there. If this was helpful at all, I would love for you to subscribe so we can connect again. I can support you a little bit more along your journey. If you enjoyed it and want to pass it along, that would be fabulous as well. Otherwise, like it, comment. It always helps me. I'm still trying to grow, still trying to put myself out there. And see, you just have to put that energy out and feel confident and good with your energy, and that throat chakra clears up. So hopefully that's a good example for you too as well. All right, so I look forward to us connecting again. Take care.